Okay, stand by the drive. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. My name's Michael Grade. I'm one of the directors of Land Rover Bar, the bid vehicle, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here today. First of all, are you all dry now? No. Are you dry? No. Oh, you need a drink. We're just going to have a quick chat with the sailors who've just arrived. And first of all, I'd like to introduce you to Jono Macbeth, who is the sailing manager of Land Rover Bar. Jono.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Would you like to introduce the boys?
Thank you, everyone. I hope you've had a good day watching some great racing out there. Big round of applause to the sailors here. We've got CJ, Freddie, and Nick. Now, these guys have literally just come straight off the boat. I'm pretty sure you all saw them dropping the wing there. So, and then they have come up here soaking wet, so good on them. I know what they really want to be doing is having a shower and something to eat, so.
I wouldn't disagree with that, from standing where I am. What we're going to do now is we're going to show you a few clips from the two races. We're going to see a clip in a moment of the start of the first race, and then we're going to talk to the boys about what happened. So can we have the first clip, please, which is the start of the first race. First. Can you talk us through this, one of you?
I mean, the big thing for us here was actually the 10 minutes before the start and the conversation that we're having with Jono in the rib about the weather that he's got coming and Jess, our weather girl, on shore. And we've got specific cut-off times with how long it takes us to change the sails. And we were on our heavy air jib with 10 minutes to go. We were on our 3, expecting 20 knots. And then the breeze stepped down 5 knots. And we were like, okay, probably on the 2 here. So we changed to the 2. And then the breeze stepped down 5 knots again. And we were the only boat in the fleet that were quick enough to get the downwind, the code 0 sail on. We weren't sure whether we were going to use it. And effectively, that's what won us the race. In terms of the actual start itself, Ben's been starting the boat really well this week, and Giles, our tactician, established that we wanted to get offshore as soon as possible. So once we had a good start, we do this maneuver here, which is a jibe set, but we call it a biggles. And we call it a biggles after Ben and Georgie's dog. And the reason it's called a biggles is because CJ goes right in at Ben's feet. So if CJ is Ben, CJ comes in like this and trims the wing from Ben's feet. And if he does a very good job, he gets a pat on the head from Ben. So that's why we call our jibe set the biggles. And
so after you had a terrific start,
yeah,
you made the sail change at the right moment,
yeah,
and you led start to finish. That's right?
Yeah, that's right. We had a little incident with a boundary on the left-hand side halfway down the first run. And consequently, we got a penalty. But we're actually chatting to the guys afterwards, and the guys that were doing the electronics on board afterwards. The boundary zones that we could see on board were different to the boundary zones that the umpires were using, which, you know, it's all part of the practice day to day, making sure that's all in tune.
Okay, let's compare the start in the second race to the start in the first race, and perhaps one of you could tell us, have a look at it first and then tell us, this is the start, just the start of the second race. That's it.
Stop at the beginning here.
Stop there. Can you stop there, guys? Stop the tape. Right.
So I don't know if you guys also seen it, but we also had quite a lot of left shift here before, so we had to do a double tack for us, which is a pretty pressed up manoeuvre to get the space, and it was very important that we crossed Team New Zealand before that to set us up back on this angle to get a good start. And as you can see here, the Group Arm and I think that's Oracle above them were both over, and the important thing for us there was to get a really good acceleration, which is exactly what we did. And we get a great acceleration from that spot where we're already quite slow, but we build speed very quickly. And
The French are over there, aren't they?
Yeah, and Oracle above them are both over, which obviously helps a little when they make it a bit easier for you, but you know, it's still very important that we do a good job of that acceleration phase.
Okay, so terrific start, and what happened after that? We won't look yet, but, oh, here's the start again, sorry. So there's the acceleration.
Yes, I mean, even though these guys are over, and we accelerated later than them, we're out-accelerating them, which is a good thing for moving forward.
And were they over?
Yeah,
Were the French over?
Yeah, yeah. You can see the GPS is very, very accurate, and the line is the line, and there's no arguing with the computer, unlike the old race officer
So
days.
2 terrific starts. Would you agree with that, Jono?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a great start to the regatta, and the boys, like Freddie said, are starting the boat really well. Ben's doing a great job on the helm, and also, you know, the speed builds from CJ and Nick, and the crew work coming from Giles. Freddie, it's very positive.
Tell us about the wind out there. Is there less wind inshore?
I think that was the story of the day, really. It was a really, really tricky race course out there. Like Freddie said, we're getting weather updates from onshore here, and even with computers and models and all that kind of stuff, people are really struggling to figure out what was going on.
Okay, well, we're now going to look at the incident that was decisive, I think, possibly in the race. We'll probably have a look at this a couple of times. Can we see this, guys? Thank you. Cue the video. Can you explain exactly what we saw there?
So what we saw there was just prior to the tack, there was a right shift, and all the boats to the right of us took a really big gain. So, you know, we're there and we go for the tack and we're crossing, but just as we tack, the breeze shifts right a lot. So we're then not crossing, and obviously Group Palmer had to do a little dip on us there, and the umpires give us a penalty. But another incident that happened just prior to this was a second one with the boundary, where we're sailing towards the boundary with 200 meters to go on our box, and then we jibe over and we have a penalty. So, you know, that's what really cost us the lead. And then the slight right shift up the beat, you know, cost us a couple more.
Okay. So I mean, it's only rehearsal today. I mean, I know it doesn't feel like that when you're out there, but it's basically a rehearsal today. So hopefully they will sort out the boundary box by tomorrow. If they've acknowledged there's an issue between the discrepancy on the boat.
They have, yeah. I was just talking to them on the way up here, and they came over and said, we apologise for both of the penalties in the race. You know, our boundaries were different to your boundaries, which makes your life pretty hard.
Yes. There's nothing at stake here, folks.
No,
Only the
exactly.
Americans
It's only the
count,
Americans
count. You think they could get that right anyway.
But, you know, that's why we have practice days. So.
Jono, can I ask you just to finish and let you guys go and shower? Could you give us a weather forecast tomorrow and what you think?
I don't know.
Anybody know what it looks? Anybody know what it's going to do? Sunny. Never mind the sun. It's the wind we want.
I think it's going to be between the latest one we had is between 12 and 15.
Between 12 and 15. What do you feel from your experience so far? And I know it's not hard competitive racing yet, so you're not pushing.
Have you ever sailed with Ben?
Sorry.
Have you ever sailed with Ben? A day that he doesn't go out and push?
I don't think there's anything else. There's not another way.
What sort of wind range would you ideally like? What?
I mean, we're confident in our speed in everything. We feel like we're at the right end of the fleet for boat speed, up and downwind, and at the risk of sounding arrogant, I think our boat handling's very good in the breeze and in the light stuff. But in the breeze, we're nailing our foiling jibes really consistently, and that's because Jono's sent us out pretty much every day for the last 10 days and got us doing 100 jibes every day, which is paid off. and we're consistently foiling jibing, and so yeah, a bit of breeze suits us.
Terrific. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on your behalf, may I thank Jono and the team here and wish them every success tomorrow. Good luck, boys. Thank you.